Man, what a game, and what a high scoring game too. The Lakers finishing with a season high 129 points, winning 129 to 119. We got Anthony Davis back tonight. He talked about wanting to play the Lakers tonight and, kind of a revenge game, quote unquote. AD looked pretty good, ending up with 12 points on 6 of 10 from the field, but it wasn't enough for the Mavericks to get the win tonight. The Lakers pulled it out again, behind a very great showing from all three of Luka, Austin Reaves, and LeBron James. I mean, both Luka and Austin going for 35 plus, Luka dropping 35, 5, and 11, Austin dropping 38, 8, and 3, leading their team in scoring tonight, going 12 of 15 from the field, 80%, 6 of 8 from beyond the arc, 75%. Absolutely insane, otherworldly type efficiency from Austin tonight. He's taken a step, obviously, throughout this season, but even now with LeBron back, it's still been very impressive that he's been able to maintain this scoring output, averaging over 25 points per game even with LeBron back. LeBron kind of filling that third option role for their team, at times a second and even first option, but more of a third and second fiddle, and it's been completely fine. He'll have the ball here and there and be the playmaker and the kind of go-to guy for them, leading their team and coordinating their offense, but he's also been very good off the ball, knocking down a couple 3-point shots tonight, making some backdoor cuts, and even offensive rebounding a bit. It's worked very well with LeBron back, and a lot better than I thought, and a whole lot quicker than I thought too. Yes, they obviously played together last season, but anytime you try to put 3 really alphas or 2 alphas and one guy that can be a first option at times, Austin again, obviously having a 51-point game earlier this season and currently being top 12 in the NBA in scoring. Anytime you put 3 guys like that together, it can take some time to work through, but it's taken no time at all for them at all this season. They're looking great, their offense looking great, absolutely elite at that. Everyone's benefiting from it, everyone's getting shots, and plenty of opportunity on the court. Their entire starting lineup having double figures tonight. Not only that, but all of them having at least 13 points. LeBron actually being the lowest one with 13 points. Hachimura having 14 points, being a very efficient, per usual from the 3-point line. 4 of 8, 50%. Actually shot below 50% from the field for only the 3rd time this season, I think. Maybe 4th time, but hasn't been very often for Rui. Made some big 3-point shots and, Mr. Reliable for their offense, even though the defense is up and down with him. And then for DeAndre Ayton, coming back tonight and taking on the matchup of Anthony Davis and Daniel Gafford off their bench. I thought Ayton looked great and ended up finishing with 17 points, 8 rebounds, 2 assists, 1 steal, and 2 blocks. Not to mention being a team high plus 18 tonight. Ayton looked great. Not gonna say he directly won the matchup, I guess. You definitely can't say that, but I'd simply say that he played great, was reliable for them, was a good defensive anchor tonight, and definitely played with tons of effort, which is all we can really ask from him. So like I said, everyone in their starting lineup played great. I thought their offense looked great in general tonight. They finally had a very good 3-point shooting night, shooting 51.4% from beyond the arc, 18 of 35 from the 3-point line. That's their new season high in 3-point shots. And for a team that's currently dead last in 3-point shots made per game, that's a very good sign for them. I've talked about it, they're currently top 5 in generating wide open shots per game, but they simply have not fallen up until this point. But now with LeBron being back, Austin and Luka cooking, Hachimura knocking down shots, and their entire offense really gelling and clicking, I think it's only going up from here on out. So combining that with some at least average defensive play, which I thought they did tonight even without Marcus Smart, who did miss tonight, missing it with back spasms, I think that's a great sign for them. Even against a not so great opponent, I think this is actually the best the Mavericks have looked all season. Getting Anthony Davis back, even having a good game from Ryan Nembhard, a backup point guard for them that became their starter tonight, dropping 17 points with 4 assists. Even other guys tonight like Najee Marshall having a great game off the bench, PJ Washington had a great game, and the Lakers found a way to pull through it and get the win over them. Now being undefeated in NBA Cup play, moving to the quarterfinals of the NBA Cup, and possibly having a chance to get back to that NBA Cup finals that they won a couple years back. So again, great all-around win, and I'll let you hear from the team about their win tonight.
Getting what he wanted and shots were falling. And how much did that you see was kind of a reflection of the way the team was playing and Luka drawing all the attention versus just what he initiated himself?
Just overall for our team, those two guys and LeBron as well, of course. You know, they're going to initiate. They're going to play off ball to get on ball. They're going to sometimes draw two. You know, they blitz Luka behind half court on the first play of the game. And, you know, there's a responsibility there to make good decisions. And I thought, for the most part, Luka and AR and LeBron with his passing as well, it was a great game for all three of them, making good decisions. The game, although it maybe felt differently as a viewer, but the game to me was like a very simple game in that the guys that don't normally make threes for them made some threes. We had too many turnovers in the first half. And then in the second half, we stopped turning the ball over. Their guys kept making threes until the very end, basically, and we were able to get enough stops. But, you know, I think I said this, you know, before the game, like, this was one of those games where your offense has to help your defense, and to come away from that game, you know, we'll get the final numbers with essentially a 138 offensive rating against the number 2 defense in the league, getting AD back. I think it says a lot about our guys' ability to execute and pass to each other and make shots. So I mean, I liked most of everything we did all night. There was just some things that happened with the turnovers and some things that happened with some shot making over expectations.
And then just thoughts on you know, you go 4-0 in group play, so you secure home court. The Spurs will be coming in as they beat Denver tonight. Just the significance of keeping the momentum going and then also putting yourself in good position in the Cup.
Yeah, really pleased that we were able to go undefeated in our pool, our group, whatever it's called. You know, more importantly, we've got a back-to-back coming up and a really hard road trip. And, you know, Phoenix is playing great. You know, New Orleans has a ton of talent. We've got to take care of business in the next 2 games, and then we've got to go be great on the road like we've been for most of the year outside of 2 games. And the Cup is in some ways, you know, a distant memory for the next 12 days or whatever it is.
JJ, you guys are 14-4 right now.
Thanks.
Yeah. Well done.
Thanks for pointing that out.
What are the habits that you're seeing being built now that you are hopeful that will be the most sustainable?
Yeah, I think the game plan discipline, game plan execution has been pretty good all season, and we've been building that. The outliers on that to me are like the games where we lack of effort, you know, didn't play hard, which basically is two games of the 18. I think our communication habits, on-court huddles, all of that stuff has been great. And then offensively, the organization and the execution is significantly better than where it was last year. And our ability to understand what we're trying to do and why we're trying to do it on offense has been really good.
Austin, so another very highly efficient night for you. Just was asking JJ kind of the mix of, you know, they're blitzing Luka, LeBron draws a lot of attention. You created a lot of it on your own as well. What's the current comfort level in kind of, are you feeling as good as it's looking right now between the 3 of you?
My fault. I finally made some threes, so that was nice. Like you said, Luka draws so much attention. Bron's obviously Bron, and you know, they are going to get the majority of attention. I kind of run around out there and find the open spot and make shots, hopefully make shots, and that's what I've done the last couple nights.
So you go 4-0 in group play. Obviously, all those wins count towards your regular season total as well. You're going to host San Antonio in the quarters after you play a series of games. But just what does this mean to you guys getting to this level and giving yourself a chance to get a second NBA Cup?
Yeah, just it's. I mean, you want to win the games regardless if they're, you know, for the Cup or not. You want to have the best record that you can. But it gives us opportunity to, you know, go win a couple more dollars. You know, it's big for, you know, coaching staff, video guys. So just, you know, giving them opportunity to get a couple more dollars in their pocket.
Awesome. I know the shot making has been there the last 2 games, but what are some of the other habits that have been built over these last 18 games where you guys are 14-4? What are the sustainable habits?
I think like JJ said at halftime, we've done a good job of problem solving during games when we have, runs that aren't great. Instead of breaking apart, we come together and figure it out, and that's what good teams do. You have to be able to problem solve on the fly. Coaching staff gets a lot of credit for that. They give us basically the answers to the test. We just got to go out there and do that and play hard. So I think that that might be the biggest one.
Austin, you and your old fan AD talked, exchange jersey. Is that weird to do that, or it's fun, or is it interesting? What was the conversation about? Why exchange jerseys?
I mean, he's one of the best players to ever touch a basketball, so I don't know why he wanted my jersey, but for me to get his, it's pretty fun. I got one the other night too.
Chris Paul.
Yeah, Chris Paul, good player. So I don't know. I got a lot of love for AD. He's a big reason that I'm where I'm at right now. From day one, he was telling me to be myself, don't be anybody else. Continue to work and really just like I said, be myself on the court. So I owe him a lot. Wish him nothing but the best.
The quarterfinals start, but just you won the first year. You're a competitor. It's just the importance of giving yourself a chance to get another cup.
We play the games that's in front of us, and I think more than anything, we're just happy we continue to win ball games and win them the way the game plan is supposed to be executed. So that's what's most important for us right now.
You were talking about on your podcast the 45-degree angle and like the cutting and the things when you're off the ball, and just could you expand on that a little bit as you watched Austin and Luka play, and you can fit wherever is needed, but can you expand on that spot and kind of how you're able to find the holes in the defense there?
Yeah, those guys, they got so many eyes on them. Obviously, they're our primary ball handlers, so they have so many eyes on them. They play a lot of our pick and roll offense, so a lot of times, they put two on the ball. If AR is handling the ball, if Luka's handling the ball, and then it's a numbers game. It's literally a numbers game for us. So we have the 4-on-3 matchup in the backside, and it's either if I'm coming through the 45 or if I'm in the corner, just making myself available.
Another 8 for 9 shooting night for Ayton. He came into the game shooting about 70% from the field. How have you and Luka and AR, primary ball handlers for this team, put him in position to succeed? And then also, what does his offensive skill set bring to the table that enhances the entire group?
He does all the everything that we ask him to do. He does it, and then it's our responsibility to give him the ball when he's open. It's our responsibility to attract the eyes off of him for him to get good looks, and he's making them all count. And it's a big force for us. He sets pretty much 80% of our pick and rolls. Jack sets a lot. I sprinkle in a little bit here and there, but he's a big time player for us offensively and defensively, anchoring on our defense with the communication and things of that nature, and a pick and roll heavy league. So it's great to have that safety net. When we're doubled or whatever the case may be, to find him.
These two franchises are probably linked now for a long time, but certainly right now, not just in terms of Luka, but their staff. AD obviously and stuff like that. Did you feel anything different than it was like if it was just a Friday night game, or is some of that stuff from last year, some of that emotion, does that still sort of exist when you play the Mavericks?
No, of course. When you going against your old your old teammates, your old coaching staff, won a championship with Frank Vogel, J. Kidd, obviously Phil Handy's over there, Mike Penberthy, you got my teammates in AD. D'Lo, Max. I got a teammate won another championship with Kyrie. So, you look over that. For me personally, obviously, the emotion is always going to carry that. So, for me, for sure.
The 18 games into this season, a lot of the ways that you guys performed tonight felt pretty normal. What are the habits that you're seeing this team create on a nightly basis that have carried you guys to the record that you have?
We have our game plan and we're executing it. And it's going to be times where the game doesn't go as planned, but we just got to stay even keel. We got to stay calm. Understand the next possession is the most important. So we was tested tonight. Those guys hit some shots. We was tested at one point. They even took the lead at one point. Late in the game, but let's keep our composure. Let's continue to execute. Let's get defensive stops, and let's get shots at the goal. And when we do that, we're very good.
Speaking with
35 points.